Hello children, this is Indu. Welcome to our English class. Today we will discuss chapter 13, The Selfish Giant, Compassion and Humility. In this chapter, we will read a play about a selfish giant. The Selfish Giant is one of the 5 stories contained in The Happy Prince and Other Tales by Oscar Wilde, an Irish playwright, novelist, and poet. Let us read a play about a giant who did not want to share his garden. Characters in the play: narrator, Child 1, Child 2, Frost, Giant, Hail, Snow, North Wind, Little Boy. Scene 1. The Giant's Garden. Narrator. Every afternoon, after school, the children used to go and play in the giant's garden. It was a large, lovely garden with 12 peach trees. These trees had beautiful pink flowers in the springtime and bore a lot of fruit during autumn. The birds sat on the trees and sang sweetly. The children were very happy to be there. Giant. Ah, how good it is to be back home after 7 long years. It was fun at the O'Grees, but there is no place like home. O'Grees means a man-eating giant in stories. He sees children playing in the garden in a very gruff voice. What are you doing here? The children run away. Talking to himself, my own garden is my own garden. I will not allow anybody to play in it except myself. I shall build a high wall around my garden and put up a notice board that says trespassers will be prosecuted. Trespassers means a person entering into someone's land or property without permission. Prosecuted means to be charged with a crime. Scene 2. The road outside the giant's garden. Child 1. Spring is here. How beautiful everything looks. Child 2. How I wish we could go to the giant's garden. Narrator. But in the garden of the selfish giant, it was still winter. The birds did not sing in it, as there were no children, and the trees forgot to blossom. Blossom means to produce flowers. Scene 3. The Giant's Garden. Giant. I wonder why spring has not come to my garden. The garden is still covered in snow and frost. Snow. Laughing wickedly. Spring has forgotten this garden. How good for us. I shall cover the grass with my great white cloak. Ha ha ha. Cloak means cover. Frost. Yes. So we will live here all year round. I shall paint all the trees silver. Ha ha ha. Snow. Let us invite our brother, the north wind, to visit us. He will love it. Frost. Oh yes. Let us ask him to stay with us. What fun all of us will have. Enters North Wind. North Wind, laughing loudly and wickedly. I shall blow the chimney pots down. This is a delightful spot. We must ask the hail to visit us. Enters Hail. Hail. I shall rattle the roof and break all the slates. Rattle means shake. Scene 4. The Giant's House. Narrator. Spring never came, nor summer. North wind, hail, frost, and snow danced about through the trees. Giant. Why is spring so late in coming? The garden is so cold and white. I hope the weather changes. Trying to listen more carefully. Oh, what beautiful music! It sounds so sweet. I wonder if it is the king's musicians passing by. Looking out of the window, it's only a little bird. How sweet it sounds. How long it is since I have heard a bird sing in my garden. The hail and the wind have stopped blowing and roaring. I believe spring has come at last. Narrator. On looking out, the giant saw that the children had crept in through a little hole in the wall and were sitting on the branches of the trees. The trees were covered with blossoms. The birds were flying about and twittering, and the flowers peeped through the grass. Twittering means making a lot of short, sharp sounds. It was a lovely scene. Only in one corner it was still winter. It was at the farthest corner of the garden, and in it was standing a little boy. Little boy, crying bitterly. I am too small to reach the branches of the tree. Giant. How selfish I have been. Now I know why spring would not come here. I will carry that poor little boy and put him on the top of the tree. Then I will knock down the wall, and my garden shall be the children's playground for ever and ever. Narrator. So the giant crept downstairs, opened the front door quite softly, and went out into the garden. When the children saw him, they were very frightened and they ran away. Giant. Don't run, dear children. I want all of you to play in my garden. Narrator. The children did not return, and the garden became cold and white again. Only the little boy did not run. His eyes were so full of tears that he did not see the giant coming. The giant moved silently towards him and took him gently in his hands. Giant. Don't cry, little friend. Come, I shall put you up on the tree. He puts up the little boy on the tree. Oh, The flowers on the trees are blooming and the birds are singing. Narrator. The little boy stretched out his two arms and flung them round the giant's neck and kissed him. The other children came running back, and with them came the spring. Giant. It is your garden now, little children. I will knock down the wall with my axe. He takes a great axe and knocks down the wall. Child 1. Thank you for allowing us to play in your lovely garden. Goodbye. We will come again. The children begin to leave. The giant searches for the little boy. Giant. But where is your little companion? Companion means friend. The boy I put onto the tree. Child 2. We don't know. He has gone away. Giant. You must tell him to be sure and come here tomorrow. Child 1. We do not know where he lives. We have never seen him before. They leave. Giant. Sadly. When will I see my little friend? How I long to see him. Narrator. Years went by, and the giant grew very old and feeble. He enjoyed looking at the children playing in his garden. Giant. How pretty my garden looks! I have many beautiful flowers, but the children are the most beautiful flowers of all. Rubbing his eyes in wonder. What a wonderful sight! My little friend has returned. The tree in the farthest corner of the garden is covered with lovely white blossoms. Its branches are all golden, and silver fruit are hanging down from them. There is my little friend. Narrator. He ran downstairs in great joy and out into the garden. And when he came quite close, his face grew red with anger. Giant. Roaring with anger. Who has dared to wound you? I can see prints of nails on your palms and your feet. Tell me, I will take my big sword and slay him. Little boy. No, these are the wounds of love. Giant. In a soft voice. Who are you? He kneels before the little child. Little boy. Smiling and in a sweet voice. You let me play in your garden once. Today you shall come with me to my garden, which is paradise. Narrator. And when the children ran in that afternoon, they found the giant laying dead under the tree, and all covered with white blossoms.